So you've persevered to this video now for chapter 7. In chapter 7, we spoke about developing strategies for self-discipline, for goal-setting strategies, and perseverance. Let's talk about each one of those individually. Self-discipline or self-control takes a lot of self-regulation. And you have to be aware of what those hot buttons are for you that make you lose self-control or self-discipline. Because the whole idea is to gain control over those things. I was talking to some of my mentees the other day, and we were talking about this specific topic, meaning that self-control came up, self-discipline. And one of the things I spoke about is that it's tough to develop, but you have to go through the thing, and you need something that wants to grab you as a vice in order to understand how to control that. Because you don't want anything to control you, you want to control that thing. I'll say that again. You don't want anything to control you, you want to control that thing. And that can be permeated over every single aspect of your life. And one of my mentors told me this. He said, if you can control food, sex, and sleep, you can be successful. And I pondered on that for a great deal of time, and I still do, even getting more adept knowledge, wisdom, and insight so I can share with others. But understanding those factors, if you can control food, which is something that we all always eat. So if I can have some intermittent fasting, if I can regulate and push back the food consumption, I can maintain my fitness as part of my regimen, right? The sex, of course, a very, very strong energy. It's a strong energy that pulls people towards you, and you have this desire. Can you control that so it's not out of control? Be safe in that. And then sleep, understanding how to, yes, get sleep, the proper amount of sleep, but also regulate the amount of sleep. Get up early, do some things, get going early. Don't spend the most of the day sleeping, staying up late at night. Have to be able to control and regulate that as well. But one thing in particular that I want to talk about is practicing delayed gratification. I made another video for my mentees on this. Delayed gratification, I don't think it's practiced as much as it used to be back in the day. Understanding how to delay gratification, because what happens is we get these chemicals that make us feel a certain way when we obtain a certain thing. For instance, I love chocolate, and I'd be big as a house if I consumed a lot of chocolate and didn't have any regulation on that. So what I do is I understand how to delay my gratification. One way to control that is, oftentimes I don't buy it. I may go into the store and buy one thing, but if I have it here in the house, I'm probably going to be eating it. But I also know how to maintain control over it if it is in my presence. I don't have to eat it. I can delay my gratification. I can set the mental goal that I will eat the chocolate when I complete this, and then stick to it. So delay gratification. If you have children, and one of the things I explained to my daughters at one point in time, I said, a lot of things you girls ask for when you know that, yes, I could get them for you, even at that moment in time. But oftentimes I said no because I wanted to teach the concept of delayed gratification. And I had to do it as an exercise or even experiential learning in that aspect versus explaining while they're young what delayed gratification is. So it's not about getting you everything you want. They have to understand how to regulate the consumption part of them that wants to consume. And that's what delayed gratification is all about. How do I regulate that? This is an important skill set to learn. But with social media and with all the other online things that we have available to us, we live in this I want it right now society. If I don't get it right now, I'm going to explode. And it's not about that. It's about understanding how to delay your gratification. Let's talk about goal setting. Goal setting is really important as well. You have to understand how to create some sort of action plan. Keyword action, or keywords, action and plan, meaning that there's a plan to do certain things. And this is the kinesthetic part of you that has to adhere to understanding how to drive and continue to drive toward the goal. You have to have that as one of your aspects, goal setting and understanding how to get there by doing this or breaking these steps down, even backtracking sometimes, breaking it down into smaller bite-sized chunks so that I can get to the goal that's way over here. We talk about that in terms of expansive thinking in one of our other sessions later on. But we have a modality that talks about 5 levels of thinking. The 5th level of thinking is expansive thinking. Not many people get there, or we do it in bite-sized chunks or even very minuscule pieces in our life, but understanding how to do it globally at every single time is understanding how to create a plan and see the end from the beginning, and then do actions and items and activities at that moment for that particular thing, always going towards the goal, right? And then the final thing I want to talk about is the perseverance piece of it, understanding that through perseverance, you have to understand and know what your purpose is. That's really, really important. And many people, even myself included, we don't understand our purpose until sometime later in life. I got my purpose, I started to understand my purpose somewhere around the 32-year-old grandness and shines. And during that time, I started to develop some sort of purpose. I didn't understand what the full purpose is. Now I know. Now I know what my purpose is. And one of the purposes why you're watching this video right now and you got this book, because I understand my purpose. I understand who I'm supposed to help and what I'm supposed to be doing in order to help others. And by helping others, I also get what I want. But it's also about them. There's a balance. It's not all about them and it's not all about me. There's a fine-tuned balance, so there's a win-win that we see head on. You need to understand your purpose, what your purpose is. And there are many moons, many days I went for a walk, and many moons I sat up under thinking about what my purpose is and how I can attain that purpose. Once I discovered what it is, wasn't easy to discover, and it didn't come again early in my life. I had to wait quite a few times, gain some experience, gain some knowledge and wisdom and insight, and understand what the purpose is. So chapter 7 talks about, I want you to pay, again, particularly close attention. And again, the handbook is designed to dive right into the content. So make sure you understand how to develop self-discipline, the goal setting, and understand how to persevere in doing both of those opportunities, okay? Thank you very much. Let's continue on with the video, the book. Thanks.